Okay. Welcome everybody. We're here to talk about our jobs and what we do in teaching. So just a little bit of information about us and how we got to where we are today. So my current role is assistant head teacher of the EYFS, and next year I'll be also looking after Key Stage 1 as well. I started by doing a degree at Nottingham-Trent University, studying childhood studies. I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to be a teacher. Probably should have just gone straight into it, because I then went to UEL and I did my teacher training. And then I got a teaching position in my second placement, so I had to do 3 placements. I was a reception teacher, always wanted to do the early years. It was what I was passionate about. And then I became the reception lead. Then at the same school, I became the EYFS lead. I moved back to Nottingham, was a lead teacher in a trust, and then I came here, started being a teacher again, and then I've worked my way back up. I joined the Elms, and I'm loving it at the moment, and I work obviously very closely with yourself. So we'll see where the career goes from here.
Okay, over to me. So I qualified back in 2004, completed my level 3 at college, which took me 2 years. I then began my career working in a baby room of an independent school. I then worked in a toddler room to gain some more experience across the early years before relocating to Nottingham. And I worked in a preschool setting, which I absolutely loved. I joined the Elms in 2015 and was promoted to the deputy leader. Since then, I've qualified as forest school practitioner, running weekly outdoor sessions. I then achieved a BA Honours in Education in 2018, and then was promoted in 2019 to the nursery leader, which I'm currently still doing that role today.
I'm very well too. Okay, so the key roles within our early years provision, we've done a bit of a flow chart of things that we do. So we do have volunteers within the nursery and within the early years setting, for people to see if it's something that they want to do. We've got a domestic person who does loads of work for us, doesn't she?
Supporting the nursery, looking after us very, very well.
Yeah. Then we have apprentices who are training to be a nursery nurse, which is a really good route in. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So you can get your foot in the door at that level. We have nursery nurses, then we move to a room leader. There is a deputy leader, a nursery leader, and then I'm the assistant head EYFS, but above me there's 2 more layers. We've got a deputy head of the whole school and a head teacher. So there's so many roles, isn't there?
So many roles, and we love to recruit internally to support people coming in at that apprentice level, and then just showing that there is progression throughout their career. If we haven't got anybody that's internally interested, we would go externally. So we're always maintaining a really strong workforce, and we just like to motivate our staff to know that there's always the next level to achieve.
Some of your domestics have then trained to be nursery nurses.
Have retrained, so that's good to support everybody.
It's really, really good way of doing it. So entry for leadership progression. I have talked about it already, but you can volunteer. To start with, I volunteered before I became a teacher. We've got teaching assistants. We've got SEND teaching assistants as well within the school who support specific children. They might have an EHCP plan. Then we have had people go on to do their teacher training internally. You can then go to university to do it, or you can do it on the job, which is a really nice way of doing it. And then obviously you qualify, you become a teacher, class teacher. And then in our school, we have 4 assistant heads across the school, a deputy head who oversees us, and then a head teacher as well. So there's lots of different points you can come in at. And it's a really great job. We really love doing it.
Lots of opportunities.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to refer to my notes quickly. So
it's fine.
Benefits of taking an apprenticeship in the early years. I think you're getting real world experiences in nurseries or preschool or within the school. You're learning on the job, and you're being surrounded by a great team that have qualified and are passing on their experience to you. You're also earning a wage, which can be really important. Because when I was at college, I had to have a part-time job as well. So being on the job and earning makes it a bit more attractive, I think. There's no tuition fees as well, so you're going to come out of it without having debt at the end. And you're just learning practical knowledge as you're going along, doing your assignments as well. So what you're learning, you're putting it into practice as well.
And then you can see what the setting's like as well, which is always really lovely to know that where you are is a lovely place to work. So we love doing that, don't we?
And I think as well, developing your skills that will take you through your career, your communication, your teamwork. It's really important to have a great team around you. Building your knowledge of safeguarding and, working with children that might have additional needs. So learning those things and how we can support each child as they come through the setting. And there's a high chance as well, when you've done your apprenticeship, there will be a job at the end of it.
Yeah, exactly. Working with parents as well, that's a key skill, being able to have that communication with staff, but also with parents as well. So all the different stakeholders. Okay, let's go on to the next slide. So the rewards that we've kind of touched based on it, you are earning whilst you're on the job, which is fab. You've got that potential job security at the end of it. There is a high demand of early years practitioners. We do the most important job, I think, in a school and in a nursery setting. So I think, yeah, we're definitely in high demand. Career progression, there's always opportunities to progress. We appointed, didn't we, a new room leader not that long ago.
Yeah.
They're absolutely flying. But she actually worked with me in the early years, doing some training, and then she got a
Came
job
back
with
to
you
us as well,
guys.
so she enjoyed it so much with us, which was lovely.
That personal fulfillment, obviously making that difference to those children's lives and those parents, because it's the first time they've ever let their child go to somebody. So it's huge. And then those key skills, that teamwork, communication, looking at safeguarding, like Hannah just touched on. So we think it's a really rewarding job and something that you definitely should get
involved in
if it's something you want to do. Emma, have we got any questions at all?
We have. So thank you, Sarah and Hannah, for sharing your stories. So we've got a couple of questions. The first question for both of you is, what helped you progress into leadership roles, and what skills should I focus on to become a leader in the future?
Mine was, that's my alarm telling us we've got to finish soon. Mine was definitely the mentorship. So the people that were around me that were higher than me, that saw something in me and they were like, do you know what, you should go for it. So giving you that confidence, that boost to actually go, you know what, that's something that I want to do. How about you?
I would say if you've got an opportunity to move age groups at times. So in my career, I've worked with the babies, the toddlers, the preschool. Even if I didn't want to move into the different rooms at the time, actually, each room's got real positives and you're learning different things. Definitely. So then you're developing your skill set. I would say take on any training that's offered to you. Definitely. So again, I've done my degree, I've done my forest school. So anything that you can get your teeth stuck into, go for it, because that will all help you later on.
Definitely.
And being reflective, you know, just what am I really good at, and celebrate that. Is there anything I need to work on? So we do really good supervisions with our team, and if there's something that the staff would like to do, we really embrace them taking on different roles, different challenges, and if they're not so confident, let's scaffold them like we would do with the children and put things into place
to support them. I totally agree with all of those. Is there any other questions at all?
So there's another question that's come through. So how can apprenticeships or future training support my journey into early years teaching and leadership, and which pathways would you recommend?
I think on the job is the way forward, and actually being in the provision already. So doing those apprenticeship routes where you're being paid, you've got the job, you've got that responsibility, because until you're in it, you don't really know what's...
You can learn it all on a textbook or on a screen, but then when you're in that classroom or in that nursery, different things change. You need different strategies, and you won't get that unless you're embedded in the setting.
I did a childhood studies degree, and then I did my teacher training. You did a degree, didn't you,
in
as
education.
Well? So they were all fab, but I think until you get in there and actually see it, so look at all of the different routes for how to get in, but definitely apprenticeship routes for me are brilliant.